Well, hello. Thank you for being here and welcome to the Korenna Aster Alchemy community. I'm Korenna Aster. So good to have you. And I have so much to share with you today. I don't even know where to begin. That's why I'm shaking my head. But I have some perspectives from the Western tropical astrology as well as the Chinese astrology. And I may even throw in a little bit of Vedic. We'll see. And so, yeah, I also am a five element practitioner, and so I speak about that a little bit. So let me just begin there, actually, because we are in the late summer season, as it is called, here in the five element system, where we are transitioning into our next season. And so, whether if you are in the northern hemisphere, we're transitioning into the autumn here soon. And so basically, this um, late summer season, or it could just be an earth element season, if you want to call it that, for those of you that are actually coming into the summer. It is ruled by the element of earth, obviously. But basically, this is a season where we really, really want to focus on our digestion and our immune system and building that. And so I talk a lot about this in my practice with my clients, and I talked about that in my last video, but I just really want to encourage everybody and remind you that we really do want to keep focusing on this going forward. Of course, we're moving into the fall, into flu and cold season, but also astrologically, there are some placements that could, indicate some issues with health. And so whether that's this fall or going forward, but and I mean more on a collective level. So I just really want us to all be as encouraged to really work on that immune system. And so, of course, we always think of eating healthy and drinking lots of good water, and those are very foundational, great things. We want to make sure we're moving our body, doing things like yoga or qigong or breath work, and just different mindfulness practices, whatever that may be for you. And so, yeah, I really want you to focus on all of those things and not just thinking about what you eat, but how you eat is also super important. Again, I believe I talked about that a little bit in my last video. And if not, I will make sure I come back to that in a future video as well. But really, there's just so much that can't be understated about um, this time because we are just now, I'm shooting this video on the new moon. So the new moon actually hasn't occurred yet as I'm shooting this video. It'll happen the evening of the second for those of us in, in the US anyway. I'm in Mountain Time. I think it's like around 7 p.m. that the actual new moon begins. But yeah, so and I have a lot to say about this new moon. But before I want to talk about that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this Pluto and Capricorn that actually happened yesterday. So we're going to begin with yesterday's energy of September 1st because there was a couple of powerful things that began there. And this Pluto going back into Capricorn is very monumental. This is a huge time collectively that we are finally ending a cycle of this Capricorn at the 29th degree. It's the anaretic, the last degree that any sign can be at. And so before it goes into the next sign. So this means that we're really finishing something out, and we will be here until sometime in November. I think it's late November. I have the date, but I don't have it in front of me. So anyway, the point is of course, this will affect us collectively, and especially because we are in our Pluto return here in the U.S. And again, I know I'm being a little bit U.S. centric, but I know a lot of you are local and or here in the U.S. But obviously there are a lot of other countries that are having elections this year, and so this is also a very interesting time that Pluto's going back into Capricorn during election season. And so, what does Pluto and Capricorn mean? Well, Pluto and Capricorn, Pluto is about making the transformation, and it's about really heading towards our destiny. And so the Capricorn energy can be very slow moving, and we've been in it for over 15 years now. So so this happened at the end of 2008 that Pluto went into Capricorn. So we can actually even look back and see what has been evolving and something that we are finishing out on an individual level over the next couple of months. And so there is something that we are going to get rewarded for. And I know a lot of people um, don't love Capricorn and Saturn, and not that they don't love Capricorn people, but Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and people don't typically love the planet Saturn because it's about the hard work and our responsibilities and duties. But I actually personally think that, well, it's an amazing. I mean, every planet is amazing in its own way, of course, but I, for those of us that are working hard at something, you will get the returns and it will pay off when you put in your due diligence and when you put in your time and your efforts, and you will finally, get that transformation. And so we are, on this, and we may have been kind of getting more of a view of that in the last few months of this breakthrough of where we're heading. And so there may still be a few more challenges and ways to refine this as we are in Virgo season right now with the sun in Virgo and this new moon in Virgo. So, we can continue to refine what it is with these duties and responsibilities that we've been maybe even burdened with. And while that doesn't sound fun, and it's not, I mean, a lot of people really have struggled during this time. And so I don't mean to, um, make light of that, because, a lot of us have gone through extreme health issues or relationship turmoil, or, just hardships of any kind. It could be the whole, any spectrum, and, multiple layers and things. So, but just know that we, are at the very end of this time, and that it is just really important to really keep a great attitude, to really continue that self-care. The Virgo energies really are about taking care of our health anyway as well. So we really want to continue to apply all of those holistic principles that I teach in any ways that you know of, and seek out a healthcare professional. I can be of service, but I know many people, and I personally advocate for a team of professionals. So let me know if there's somebody that you're looking for. I have a really amazing network. And then, yeah, so, and sorry, I meant to say that Pluto is retrograding back into Capricorn. So, but yeah, so basically, and then it will be going back into Aquarius later at the end of November. So we then will be in very fast moving energy, and a time where Aquarius is about the collective and community, and there's going to be a lot more opportunity for people to come together and for communities to form and for positive things to happen on the community level. Of course, there will still be the power grabs and the holders of the current power that will still be trying to hold on. And what's going to happen in these next few months is they are going to really try with all their might to hang on for one last breath before I think they're going to expire. And of course, not completely. I mean, we live in a world of duality, and there will always be dark and light forces here, and that's why we're here, because that is what helps us to grow. Although sometimes we can, of course, very much tire from that. So I feel you if you are going through this, and I'm sending you so much love. Um, with that said, there was also yesterday, September 1st, the Uranus stationing retrograde. And that was also extremely powerful energy. When Uranus stations, and in any planet stations, whether it's going forward or whether it's going backwards, it's intensifying. So we're having very intense energies right now. And Uranus is, again, that planet of shocks and surprises. And so I know I definitely was feeling some and getting some of that. And it was some changes in plan that I hadn't anticipated. And people were behaving in erratic ways, and just very unexpected things. And I didn't even really look into the news or what collectively has happened yet either. So just be really gentle. That energy of that Uranus going uh, stationing, excuse me, to go retrograde. It was also near the star Algol, and there's a lot of there can be a lot of positive with Algol, but I will just say briefly that I mean most people know it as the head of Medusa, and it's about a cutting, and so it can be about cutting things out, but also like people literally, it's also a reference to people losing their heads, and that could be psychologically, but also like people literally feeling suicidal, and there have been more people taking their lives recently. And so if you know anybody that's suffering, like we just reaching out can, help out somebody. Sometimes we have the energy and time to go take somebody some garden veggies or some soup, or, show up and just see if you can help do some dishes, or be a listening ear, meet for tea, coffee. But, sometimes we don't have that energy or time, and just even just, sending that text, sending that little voice memo saying like, "Hey, I'm here for you. I'm so sorry you're going through this," and sending them love, and letting them know that they're in your prayers, like really makes a difference. So, just let's keep being there for people. I also have the desire to start something where we're kind of doing either daily or weekly collective prayers for people. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, to just be like a couple of minutes a day that we can just sit and collectively do that together. So I will definitely have some more information down here. I will figure that out in the next few days, because as I want to call this new moon, I feel like this is very much a tortoise new Virgo new moon. And of course, there's nothing in the Farmer's Almanac about a tortoise new moon, but this is a very slow and steady energy with all that we have right now. And I say that for several reasons. So um, let's see. So I want to talk about that. So Saturn in Pisces is opposing this new moon, and so it's going to also feel very serious. Again, that's why I'm just saying let's reach out to people that are hurting. But again, it's also Saturn is back to that hard work, and our rewards paying off. So it's again with this Virgo energy about refining something. And yeah, we're just not ready to really start the new moon quite yet. So we really need to just kind of hold on for a little bit of time, because there's also this Mars and Gemini squaring Neptune and Pisces. And so with this square, we're also feeling unsure of where we're going. We're feeling basically like we don't know how to move forward, and the energy isn't really conducive to moving forward quite yet, because there can be a lot of illusions. And it's good to have our imagination, but we could definitely go into a fantasy about something. So it's really important to stay grounded and probably not make a major decision, and just know that really September 4th or 5th would be a better day to actually be like, here's my new moon intentions. I'm speaking and writing them out loud. If you have them before that, that's wonderful. And some of us don't. And typically, I don't even have the new moon energies myself until the 3rd or 4th, because we are in this dark moon phase. But especially with this one, we're going to be feeling it more, because Mars is also going to be going into Cancer on September 4th. And so until it switches over into Cancer, yeah, we'll be in Gemini, like I said, with this square to Neptune. And so with that Mars energy too, it's not really going to allow us to have that courage to move forward, even though we may still be able to make some forward movement. It's not that we can't. It's just if you aren't sure on the full picture, and or if it just isn't feeling like it's going as much, well, then we have Mars going to Cancer. Now, Mars is what we call debilitated in Cancer, so it's not as strong. However, the Cancer energy is going to just bring this more inward energy. And so again, this is just going to be a very quiet week where we may feel a little bit more withdrawn, maybe not as social. There's yeah, some aspects that aren't like super conducive for relationship right now either, but it is a time to use that childlike wonder, with the Mars and Gemini, and then with the Neptune and Pisces to use your imagination. And then when we go into Cancer, to use the sensitivity that we all have, and that desire for self-care and self-love, and to really maybe add that into your new moon intentions. I would again really encourage us to get back to anything that's going to boost the immune system, and every self-love, self-care practice really does that. So that may be dancing, that may be doing, these different joyful activities, going out to comedy. It's not always like this rigid health thing that sounds not fun. And if it doesn't sound good to you, then maybe it's not for you, and or you're not ready or something. So I just want to share that as well. But what else? So Venus is conjuncting the South Node in Libra, and so that was the other thing that as that's happening on September 3rd, and so we also could be triggered into wanting to go into an old pattern around, especially love relationships. So the South Node is about our past, so we don't want to go into a past karmic routine of doing something that's not really serving us. So be very aware of that, and just yeah, know that uh, with Venus in Virgo, it's again not in its home sign of Venus will be going into Libra next. And so right now, relationships they're okay. It's just it may not be the best time to meet somebody. So, and or, all relationships could have a little bit more tension, but we are amazing manifestors, all of us. And so just know that you are powerful beyond astrology. And if there's something that I say that feels very limiting or like it's going to hold you back, then I encourage you to just disregard it, or just say, that one's not for me, or I'm transmuting that, or whatever. And then just know, like, oh, okay, this is how this energy is playing out around me. And, or, oh, okay, well, when that happened, now I can look back and see, okay, well, that energy did affect me, even though I didn't believe it. And it's just, energies move and they shift, and they're not positive or negative. The universe isn't against us. It can feel positive or negative depending on our astrological placements and those degrees and how those interplay. But, there really isn't anything against us. I really believe that everything in life is for us. So I hope that that gives you some encouragement. What else? So yeah, like I said, the September 4th, we're going to really be wanting to draw in our energies. And also it's because on September 3rd, or excuse me, okay, so we can draw in our energies on September 4th. There is some of that feeling with that new moon, but we will actually feel more ready to begin the new moon energies on the 4th, because on the 3rd, and I'm kind of going into the Chinese astrology now, we have what is called a close day. And so this just means that we're kind of finishing up and ending. It is a powerful day for endings and closing out something. So I would really encourage you to think about this waning moon phase from the last full moon, the last couple of weeks, and if there's something that you've been closing out. And sometimes there is something that you're bringing in, but they're during a full moon phase too, even though it's this waning moon. But this is just a good time to see, how you're growing, or what you're letting go of, or what maybe you still can let go of while you're growing this other thing. So I think really the 4th or the 5th will be the best time to be looking at the new moon energies, and really, again, going forward with that. Also, I just want to say that we are still in the month of the monkey. So August is the month of the monkey, but the the energies of each month always change around the 7th. And so I'm just going into through about the 6th, 7th of September right now. And so we are still going to be in the monkey energy for this coming week. And it's the young water monkey. So young water is very adaptable, it's resourceful, it's wise, and it's innovative. And so that's really been that's beautiful energy. We have this year being the young wood dragon year. The young water can feed young wood, and so yeah, water feeds wood. We have this nice placement of energy flowing. And so while there are some tough energies, we also have some benevolent energies, as always. There's always some things to kind of help balance out. And that's why, of course, some people are having amazing lives and days, and some of us are, really struggling. And that's just how it always is, of course, right? But And the monkey they're also problem solvers. So this is a really good time to yeah, to solve any problems in your life. Again, it really goes in well with this Pluto retrograde going back into Capricorn to go back to what is it that has been that frustrating thing? Maybe it's your career, your finances, your relationship. Often it's a bigger one like that. So maybe look at that. Obviously, you can look deeper into your chart. But not only are monkeys problem solvers, but they're very fun. They're jovial, they're lively, they're the trickster energy, and so we can use this energy to be playful. And the monkey and the dragon also get along well, so they're they're friends. And so again, there are some really supportive energies this year. Also, monkeys are often looked at as teachers. They can be very calm. They're very smart, very intelligent, right? So and also inventive. So, and curious, curiosity and being able to be inventive, obviously those go hand in hand. So I really encourage us to think about those really nice compatible energies, and use those going forward. There was something else that I wanted to say about the Chinese astrology, but yeah, again, I'll be talking about us moving into the next energies of the. Oh, yes, I know what it was. Okay, so the next year is the year of the snake. It'll be the Yinwood snake, and the monkey and the snake are friends, and so this is actually also a great month to start planning ahead for next year for those of you that are business owners or big planners, because it will also help you with planning for those coming months. So, our year, well, months during the year. Anyway, and again, the Chinese astrology New Year begins around the 4th to 5th, 6th, somewhere in there of February each year. So, but we are still in this young wood dragon energy for a little bit longer. It is ferocious. It is a little bit intense. I'm not gonna lie. It is some of the it can be difficult energy. And again, the higher octave though is that it can see the bigger vision. It is this dragon is the mythical creature that can see all sight and all possibilities and bring in this biggest brightest future. So as I keep always referring back to that, I just want to encourage you to know and think about that. We also, so then let's see, yeah, so we're going to move ahead to September 6th. And in on that day, the Mercury in Leo is squaring Uranus and Taurus. This could lead to some innovation with solutions to whatever that are problems that you may be um, yeah, need, and you may be able to express problems or express express yourself better, right? Also, though, there could be some communication issues with this square, and it could also bring in shocking or surprising news. And but you could also, with the square to Uranus, receive wisdom through this day. Just something to be aware of. And then back to kind of what I was saying about the energies of August being, pretty awesome, and yet I have also heard many people are really suffering. I know a lot of people that are. So what I want to say about that is that we are actually in eclipse season. So we have an eclipse, I think it's September 17th or 18th. I believe it's the 17th that we have the full moon. So, of course, most people are like, okay, that's the eclipse. So that's when eclipse season begins. But actually, it starts a whole month before that. We kind of have, again, more of like a shadow period. Just like with retrogrades, we have a shadow period. And so, since the last full moon, there have been things that are coming up for some people that have been, I think, definitely more triggering because, again, they are uh, going through more of a transformation from this eclipse energy. So just know that, yeah, sometimes we get really affected. This can be obviously uh, really tough to get through. But I want to share, yeah, more about this. So there's Saturn squaring Jupiter. Um, so that actually begins on the 6th, but that's going to be continuing during this Libra full moon. And so Saturn and Neptune conjunction in Pisces. This is about our health. And so again, this is why I kind of was beginning this whole video with our immune system and our health, and why I just keep kind of coming back to this, because this is something where we may collectively see something more, and Saturn in Pisces can sometimes be more about floods. And then there is even, I believe, September 2nd and 3rd from the Vedic astrology, there's Gandanta, which is about floods. And so, and then also Saturn in Pisces is more about the refugees. Those are unknown. And so when there's this Jupiter square to Saturn, the Jupiter in Gemini is about local people, with that square being to the uh, people that are unknown or refugees. We'll probably see more crisis around immigration, around refugees, and that's kind of a little bit more, of course, on that collective level. But again, there can be more things coming up around our health. And so I just, as always, I'm going to encourage everybody always to keep working on the root, that digestion, keeping that fire in our digestion stoked through warm foods, through warm liquids, the first thing in the morning, especially eating the rainbow of colors, eating a variety of foods and lots of fruits and vegetables, and making sure you start your day with a good protein. It's kind of super simple, but also easy to forget and or miss something and then not feel good. And I just keep getting lessons over and over about seeing how very easily I can get out of balance, or my loved ones get out of balance, when they aren't keeping up on, just whether that's eating that right thing or getting in that movement, taking time for themselves, putting in good practices around not keeping your phone on you all the time, not having this exposure to these EMFs. We want to keep our phones about an arm's length away from us most of the time. And I know, of course, a lot of people, especially men, carry their cell phones in their pockets. So there are a lot of things that we can wear to assist us. There's all kinds of orgonite or different devices that we can wear while we're in front of computers, technology, when we're on our phones. So I definitely encourage you to look up some different things to help protect yourself. And so that's just another little tidbit. But yeah, so again, yeah, I'm just seeing so many ways that people without that foundation of food really struggle with their mindset too. And then they can really struggle with their emotions and getting off kilter, especially when their friends are hurting, and or they're getting triggered by their family members and they're feeling out of control in their moment, or those triggers are bringing up old trauma. And I certainly used to experience a lot of that. Excuse me, I need a drink of water. So I can totally understand. But yeah, so I do have a class coming this Thursday that's called, let me say it right, so let me get it. But basically, this class is, one moment, I'm like at the end of my astrology, and now my brain isn't wanting to work on what I'm trying to say. Here we go. Okay, so self-sustained healing to your empowered self. This is my program, or it is my class that is talking about my new program that is your embodied hero's journey. So basically, I am going to be sharing a bunch of really great health information, and also just encouraging people to look into this program that I'm beginning, because it's an online coaching program where I'm doing group coaching, and it's really going to be affordable for people, but also going to really, again, be this amazing holistic system where I'm going to go into the energies of the astrology, how they're impacting you. I'm going to go into all of these things about your health, and again, from a 5 element and holistic nutrition perspective. And then I'm going to be going into a lot of mindset techniques, and then I'm going to be going into a bunch of my empowerment coaching information, which is about, really helping you to know yourself better. And so all of this is going to be accessible to you. And then we'll have weekly calls, and you'll have access to lots of classes and information, and new things coming out all the time. So I really am excited to share more about this whole new program, and get to know you. So, anyway, I will let you all go now. Thank you for listening. This was a pleasure to be here. Get out and do those fun things, those things that bring you joy, whether it's dancing, reading, movies, comedy, being in nature. Get out and do your earthing as always. And thank you for being here. Please share with a friend if this has helped you. Also, please like and subscribe and let me know what you thought. I really appreciate your comments and I look forward to seeing you real soon. So have a wonderful day and thank you again.